Greetings everyone, Joseph James here once again with your nightly newsletter brought to you by theschooloftrade.com. Today was September 9th, 2009, 9909 as we go through this transitional week between our summer and our fall trading experiments. As you guys know, we have a free resource online, guys. Go to our YouTube page /School of Trade. When you're there, guys, please subscribe to our video channel there on YouTube and please rate and comment on this video. Brought in $160 today. Another slow day in the market as we watched as this transitional week moves forward. And of course, 160, that's 16 ticks in the crude. We'll show you guys how we made that money today. We made 210 yesterday, so of course 390 is our weekly total today. And of course, that brings our monthly total about $600 this month. Okay, so $600 in our pocket this month here in the month of September so far. We've only had a couple trading opportunities so far this month. Of course, last week was a very short week. This week was a short week. This, of course, only being really the second day here in the month of September we've been trading. So we'll keep you guys posted, but so far so good. Consistently earning profit every day, waiting patiently for the right trade to take. Now, before we show you guys those trades we took, let's talk about the term of the day. The term of the day is brackets, or what we call price brackets. Now, the bracketing process is something that we use with our James Wave method of trading. We use it all the time in our live trade rooms. Come out and join us. It relies on, very basically, the simple swing highs and swing lows that we see in the market. If you want more information about swing highs and swing lows, check out some of our other videos here posted on YouTube. Now, of course, we use this bracket technique first on a slower time frame. This slower time frame is going to help identify the big picture for us. It's going to identify the major levels of support and resistance and give us a snapshot of the big picture, at the bird's eye view of the market. So we, of course, get started with our day by bracketing out our price bars. And, of course, that preps us for the day. That's part of our technical preparation for the day. We then look to modify these levels at about 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, depending on how the markets move that day. So we are going to, of course, when we open the room at 2:45 a.m. Eastern Time, we trade the European session, we'll use this bracket or bracketing technique to prepare for the day technically, and then we'll look to modify those levels throughout the morning. Most likely that modification is going to happen around 8:30, 9 o'clock, just before that U.S. Open. Now, of course, the bracketing technique is essential for trading sideways markets. As you guys know, the days of these big, long, trending markets are almost over, it looks like, meaning that we have to identify how to trade aggressively without being, have too much risk on our plate to trade these sideways markets. That's one of our strengths here at the School of Trade, is being able to handle these sideways markets we see. And of course, this bracket technique is also essential for identifying a moving market. If we're seeing price violate these brackets, then of course price is moving. If it moves up, then of course we're trending up. If we see the failure to break these brackets, then of course we're looking at a sideways market or horizontal price action. This term we use of bracketing, right? This is used on our charts live in real time. We'll show you guys how we do that. Now, you can either use our technical indicator, our line levels indicator that will do all this for you, or you can add them manually. Now, we have a specific chapter in our members materials called the Bracket Bootcamp. And of course, that Bracket Bootcamp shows you how to properly bracket out all of your markets. It all starts with your price charts. Now, this, of course, is going to start with a slower time frame, so a 3, 5, 8, 11, 13, 21-minute chart. And of course, we're then going to start by looking for trend lines. I want to make sure I grab my long-term trend line first, a short-term trend line second. Okay, so we're looking to bracket out that with our trend lines. And then once I've added my trend lines, I'm now going to start from the top and mark up my swing highs, working all the way down. Once I break below current price, I'm then going to start adding my swing lows. And all the way down, I'll begin to bracket out this price. So once again, I'm going to start with my trend lines, find my major support, minor resistance, and of course I'm then going to begin to add my swing highs. Then once I break below current price, I'll then look for swing lows, and that will continue to complete this bracketing technique. Now remember, guys, this is the technique we use for doing it manually. We also have a technical indicator that's available to all of our lifetime members, and it's called our auto levels indicator. This actually seeks out all of the most important levels for you, so it identifies those levels for you. It marks those levels on your charts, and it automatically moves those levels over to your other faster time frames. What does this do for us? Well, not only does it save us a tremendous amount of time and allows us to apply this bracketing technique very easily to pretty much any market that moves, well, it gives us the benefit of those powerful levels from a slower time frame, right? That bird's eye view of a slower time frame. But it gives us the benefit of the precision entries on a much faster time frame. So a much faster time frame, as you guys know, is going to give us the benefit of better entries, tighter stops, and of course lots more opportunities every day than a slower time frame. But we still want to be able to use those powerful levels from that slower time frame. So this is a match made in heaven. Now, of course, all of our lifetime members are advanced members. They all have this tool at their disposal. They own the code. They don't lease this indicator. It all comes with our lifetime membership. Now, guys, come out and join us tomorrow morning in our live trade room. We open up at 2:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's open for trial members and lifetime members. If you're joining us for the first time, please grab a copy of that beginner's course. The beginner's course, of course, is going to be a great foundation to build on as you work your way through learning our methodology, learning our setups, and participating in our free trial, our 3 weeks in our trade room. All right, guys, so open up at 2:45 a.m. We're going to trade both the European session and the U.S. session, of course. We'll show you guys live in real time how we follow 3 very simple jobs, that is, identify, adjust, and execute. Now, let's take a look at some of the trades we took today. Here in the crude market, I want to show you guys a little bit of some of the action we saw today. Now, as you guys can see here, we had lots of different trades setting up. Not a lot, though, fit inside of our rules this morning, so we only took 2 of these trades. The first trade this morning, as you guys can see, I'll zoom in here, 11:06, 6 minutes past the hour of 11 o'clock. This on the crude market, of course, a 2-step short at 72.31. We took targets at 3 ticks, got scratched out for my second target at my point of entry. And of course, taking 2 contracts off at 3 ticks, that brings in 6 ticks of profit there for that one trade. That puts $60 in our back pocket. Now, it wasn't long thereafter, 11:05, right? 11:06 was our first trade. Our second trade here was after we looked for a wave short. We looked for a 2-step long. We then saw another 2-step short here setting up 11:32 this morning on the crude. Entry here was at 72.18, so very similar setup, just a little bit further south from our previous entry here at 72.31. So this potential 2-step short here was entered at 72.18. This, of course, take profit at 3, at 6, and then we get scratched out on our final runner there for a total of 12 ticks. So 2 contracts off at 3, 1 off at 6, and that totals 12 ticks, $10 a tick. There's your $120. So that's where you get, right, your $180 here in the market this morning, and that's where, of course, you can see where we got our weekly total so far. Now, everything lined up here perfectly on these trades. That's, of course, why we took them. I wanted to show you guys a little bit more information, though, about our pace of the tape indicator. Now, you'll notice at the bottom of this chart, right, you'll see the pace of the tape indicator. And as you guys can see, it lines up almost perfectly, green and yellow pot bars, with our entries. On this second move, though, as you can see here over in the lower right-hand corner, notice how we saw an increase in the speed of the tape. Now, come join us tomorrow morning in our live trade room, and I'll show you guys how we can use an increase in the speed of the tape, just like the pace of the tape indicator does. Remember, the pace of the tape indicator is ultimately a speedometer for our time and sales window. So come join us and I'll show you guys how we use this thing tomorrow morning live in real time. Now, the last 2 slides here, I want to show you guys 2 particular trades and how we used this pace of the tape indicator. Now, for both of these, this of course being on the crude, we had a wave set up looking to the long side, but we saw decreasing price action, which of course shows the sentiment is to the downside. Now, this may look like a winning trade, but if you took it live in real time, you would have gotten stopped out. And the reason why I wanted to make sure you guys were aware of this particular snapshot here is just a great example of something that happened live in real time today, in the sense that we were looking for a price pattern. It was a wave setup, but we saw this decreasing in the speed of the tape. Remember, the pace of the tape indicator is a speedometer of your time and sales window. So using things like increasing pace of the tape, decreasing pace of the tape, divergence between increasing pace of the tape and decreasing price action, right? So different ways we can use this. This was a great example of how, once again, using our rules and specifically using the pace of the tape indicator is a great way for us to avoid some of these lack or should I say lower potential trading opportunities. This one, of course, great move here, but we stayed out of the trade, and the trade, as you can see, blew right through our trigger line up there and headed down below that 71.79 level that would have easily stopped us out. Now, the second example here, this is on the euro, very similar. Okay, had the decreasing speed of the tape, as you guys can see there in the lower right-hand corner, right? Speed of the tape, again, decreasing. We can see that because the pace of the tape indicator is like a speedometer for our time and sales window. Once again, same type of technique. Wave set up here, looking long, and of course this decreasing price action on the pace of the tape indicator shows sentiment to the downside, and of course we chose to avoid that trade. So once again, we're using the pace of the tape indicator, which is one of our proprietary indicators available to our lifetime members. We're using that in conjunction with our rules, and of course it does a great job at helping us identify, first of all, the overall speed of the tape, but then use the patterns that develop in the tape to make educated trading decisions. Once again, guys, my name is Joseph James. I want to thank you guys for coming out and joining us today in the room. Make sure to rate and comment on this video, please. For more information on our lifetime membership, please drop us an email. That's sales@schooloftrade.com. And before you come out and join us tomorrow morning, make sure you grab a copy of that beginner's course. Go to schooloftrade.com. Under the beginner's course section, there's your download. Once again, guys, thanks for your time. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.